Hey guys, I wanted to give you some heads up on how to solve the problems on the Zombie Elves clue number 2. So I'm going to write that up here. Zombie Elves. Didn't you love listening to them going at the end? It kind of, in the video, it made me think of the movie Gremlins. Don't watch it though, it freaked out Tiana. So, Zombie Elves clue 2. And we are talking about in this clue how to multiply integers. So integers are whole numbers and their opposites. And so we're talking about, let me write that down, whole numbers and their opposite. Oh, that's messy. Let's take the word integers and we'll say whole numbers and their opposites. When I want to talk, so we're talking about positive numbers and negative numbers. So some examples would be 1 and negative 1. Negative 12 and 12. So they're the same looking number. The only thing that's different is the sign in front. And honestly, all it's really referring to is where on a number line you would find those numbers. And so it turns out that these integers, these opposites, are actually the same distance from 0. They're just on opposite sides of 0. So that's where that term opposites comes from. Now we'll get into this later. I think actually in the next chapter 5 we'll talk about integers. Now, there's a whole set of rules, just like we have rules for adding fractions and subtracting fractions and multiplying fractions and dividing fractions. So adding and subtracting fractions is basically the same set of rules, and multiplying them is a different set of rules, and division has a slightly different set of rules than multiplication. So it's the same sort of thing. All these different kinds of numbers and all these different kinds of values have different ways of putting them together. So on this one, actually multiplying integers and dividing integers is the far easiest type of math to do with integers. So I'm just going to spit it out and tell you the truth. When you when multiplying integers. Oops, that was a weird way to write integers. We've got some things that can show up. Same signs leads to a positive answer. And different signs, let's go orange. Leads to a negative answer. And that's kind of the rule in a nutshell. So it doesn't affect how we do the math, it just affects what the sign of the answer is. Okay, and so funny thing is this rule is exactly the same for dividing integers. So let's just do a couple of these so you can see how it's done, and then you'll be ready to do clue number 2 tomorrow. So for example, let's say we have 2 times 3, and you're like, well, that's easy. That's 6. Well, according to integer rule, if you have negative 2 times negative 3, you also get positive 6. So it's kind of like 2 negatives make a positive. And float them around, rearrange them. Wow, there they are, right? So this is same signs, positive answer. So both integers have to have the same signs. They both have to be positive, or they both have to be negative, and that's where the positive answer comes from. You're still just going to multiply 2 times 3. And then, if we have 2 times negative 3, so then we have one sign that's positive and one sign that's negative, we're going to get a negative answer. So anytime there's an imbalance of signs, then we're going to get a negative answer. So that's that second rule, that different signs means you're going to get a negative answer. And that's it. So you'll be ready for the clue too. All right, have a great one. Bye.